They first crossed paths in a gaming cafe, a chance encounter that would soon spiral into a dark tale of obsession and tragedy. The young woman, initially pushing him away, unwittingly became the target of a relentless stalker. A seemingly innocent photo shared on social media, long forgotten, turned out to be a catastrophic error, one that would eventually lead to an unspeakable tragedy affecting her entire family. Have you ever formed a connection with someone online? In this digital age, it's a common experience for many. But what happens when that newfound connection morphs into a nightmare of stalking and harassment? How do you escape the relentless pursuit? Today's episode dives into the harrowing story of Kim Tae-Hyun, a man whose inability to accept rejection led to a chilling series of events. Hello everyone, this is Connor here, and today we're going to delve into another disturbing true crime case together. So, grab a drink and settle in. Let's delve into the unnerving case of Kim Tae-Hyun. Welcome to the vibrant and dynamic land of South Korea, a country distinctly different from its northern neighbor. Nestled in the eastern region of the Asian continent, South Korea is the smaller segment of the Korean peninsula, boasting a population of approximately 54 million people. Remarkably, about half of this population resides in the bustling capital city of Seoul. This city is not only a hub of cultural heritage, with its 12 World Heritage Sites, but also a culinary paradise famous for dishes like bulgogi and samgyeopsal. South Korea is widely recognized as one of the most technologically advanced and digitally connected nations globally. There's an endless array of fascinations to be found in South Korea, and even the gaming culture here stands apart. Unlike the predominantly home-based gaming environment of the Western world, South Korea offers a unique experience through PC bungs. These are specialized cafes filled with top-tier computers, boasting lightning-fast internet speeds and a vast selection of video games. Catering to both day and night gamers, most PC bungs operate around the clock and provide an assortment of food and beverages. For just 1,000 South Korean won per hour, roughly equivalent to 86 cents, these cafes are a gamer's paradise, offering everything from endless gaming options to on-demand food and a sense of community. In a country touted as one of the safest globally, PC bungs are not just a gaming haven, but also a place where you can comfortably indulge in those late-night gaming sessions. And it is in one of these PC bungs that our story unfolds. We're heading to Gyeonggi-dong in Nonggu, situated northeast of Seoul's heart. This is where the intriguing case we're about to dive into begins. In South Korea, a unique aspect of their legal system is the protection of crime victims' identities. This means names are often withheld from the public, making cases like this one a bit more challenging to cover. To respect this law, and for the purpose of our story, we will refer to the young woman involved as Ari. In December 2020, Ari, who was 25 at the time, was a regular at a local PC bung in Gyeongdong, a place she often visited for her gaming sessions. Over the years, she had built a network of friends, both locally and online, joining them for games almost every night. Among the games Ari played, League of Legends stood out, a popular online MOBA not only in the Western world, but even more so in South Korea. Around Christmas time in 2020, Ari decided to meet up with a small group of friends from the gaming community. While she was familiar with most of them, there were one or two new faces in the group. These were individuals she had interacted with in League of Legends and had spotted at local PC bungs before. The idea of catching up over food and drinks seemed like a good one. One of these new acquaintances was a young man named Kim Tae-Hyun, a year younger than Ari at 24. Born in 1996, Kim appeared quite average in many ways, unremarkable in his general demeanor and lifestyle. As 2020 transitioned into 2021, Ari and Kim continued to cross paths in social gatherings with their circle of friends. During these encounters, Kim developed romantic feelings for Ari. Unfortunately, these feelings were not reciprocated. Ari did not share the same sentiments towards Kim. In fact, his presence unsettled her, and her rejection of his advances led to a confrontation between them. In typical scenarios, such a rejection would lead both individuals to move on with their lives separately. However, Kim struggled to accept Ari's disinterest. Instead of mere disappointment, he felt anger towards her for not reciprocating his feelings. Kim's emotions rapidly transformed from affection to hostility and contempt. As a result, Ari began avoiding gatherings where she knew Kim would be present, leading to an uncomfortable rift between them. Kim's behavior escalated as he started harassing Ari through online games and social media. In response, Ari decided to block him on all platforms, including removing him from her League of Legends profile. But Kim's fixation only intensified over time. He resorted to using public payphones to call her, leaving anonymous messages and persistently stalking her at the local PC bung. Ari eventually changed her phone number to escape his relentless harassment. However, evading Kim on social media proved more challenging. He could easily create new profiles to monitor her activities. The temporary relief provided by her new phone number was short-lived. Kim soon discovered her new number and resumed his onslaught of calls, texts, voicemails, and stalking. Without a doubt, Ari found herself trapped in the sights of Kim's unsettling and obsessive behavior. To the average observer in South Korean society, Kim Tae-Hyun seemed like a typical young man. There were a few peculiarities in his life, but none that were overtly alarming or raised immediate concerns among those who knew him. His deep involvement in gaming was commonplace in a country where such a pastime is widely embraced. At the age of 19, Kim left college to work at a local PC bung. The job entailed straightforward tasks like computer troubleshooting, order assistance, and general customer service. However, the following year, in line with South Korea's national policy, Kim was conscripted into the military for mandatory service, a common practice for all men between 18 to 28 years of age in the country. This system aims to instill discipline while contributing to national needs. After completing his 2-year military stint, Kim returned to his home district of Gangnam and sought employment at the PC bung where he had previously worked. Despite the absence of job openings, he maintained a friendly relationship with the establishment's owner. By this time, Kim was living independently in a basement apartment, working as a contractor on various small jobs, rather than committing to full-time employment. Trouble began when money started vanishing from the cash registers of the PC bung. A review of CCTV footage revealed Kim as the culprit. The owner, opting not to press charges, instead banned Kim from entering the PC bung ever again. This incident marked the beginning of a downward spiral for Kim. He increasingly became isolated, losing touch with most of his friends who frequented the PC bung. His online behavior, receiving a fine of 300,000 won, approximately $250, for persistent harassment over social media. The identity of the harassed individual remains unknown, but the situation escalated to the point where police intervention was necessary. Kim's offenses grew increasingly serious over time. In the summer of 2019, he was fined 2 million won, around $1,700, for entering a women's restroom with sexual intent. Additionally, he faced another fine of the same amount for sending inappropriate audio recordings to a local schoolgirl. These incidents painted a disturbing picture of Kim, who had now been implicated in theft, violence, harassment, and predatory behavior. Despite these escalating crimes, his dangerous tendencies were not widely known. He was like a hidden, ticking time bomb. Then Kim met Ari. After she rejected him, his harassment intensified, but he was determined not to give up. He craftily created a new League of Legends account and befriended Ari under this guise, playing games with her and closely monitoring her online activities. This allowed him to learn her daily routine, including her work and gaming schedule. Unbeknownst to Ari, a past social media post of hers inadvertently revealed her address, shown on a package in the background of an image. Kim, obsessively stalking her, discovered her residence. Fast forward to March 23, 2021, a Sunday morning. Kim Tae-Hyun began the day with ominous online searches, including finding emergency hiding places, methods to quickly kill someone, and the location of Mapo Bridge, known for its association with suicides in South Korea. He prepared a white backpack filled with an extra set of clothes, blue tape, coated gloves, and several weapons, then dressed entirely in black. At 5:13 p.m., surveillance cameras captured Kim entering Ari's local PC Bung in Jeonggi-dong. He had traveled over 10 miles, bypassing several other PC Bungs to reach this specific location. The reason for choosing this particular PC Bung remained unclear. He didn't find what he was looking for in the main rooms and left just 7 minutes later. At 5:22 p.m., surveillance footage showed Kim in the smoking area, seemingly searching for something or someone. However, after a brief period of apparent frustration, he left the premises. He then headed to a local supermarket, where he purchased an additional unspecified weapon. With this new acquisition, Kim proceeded to the address he had discovered on Ari's social media. By 5:35 p.m., Kim had infiltrated Ari's apartment building, disguising himself as a delivery driver to bypass building security. Once inside, he approached Ari's apartment door and knocked, waiting for a response. A voice from inside requested that the package be left at the door. Kim complied, seemingly departing, but instead, he stealthily lingered beside the entrance. After about 5 minutes, the door opened, but instead of Ari, it was her 22-year-old younger sister who emerged. Seizing the opportunity, Kim forced his way in, overpowered her, and tragically ended her life. As the day turned to night, Kim remained in the apartment with the lifeless body of Ari's sister. The apartment was eerily silent, with only the distant sounds of neighbors unaware of the horror unfolding within. The tranquility was broken at 10:31 p.m. when Ari's mother returned home. Kim ambushed her upon entry, and she too fell victim to his brutal attack. An hour later, Ari herself arrived home, only to be confronted with the horrific scene of her sister and mother. Kim, still in the apartment, then violently attacked and killed her as well. Over the next 3 days, Kim stayed in the apartment with the bodies of his 3 victims. During this time, he consumed their food and alcohol and engaged in self-harm, purportedly in a failed attempt to end his life. He continued to eat and drink despite the grim circumstances surrounding him. The horrifying situation came to light 3 days after the murders, when the police arrived for a welfare check. This was prompted by Ari's friends, who had grown concerned over her sudden and unexplained absence. The friends of Ari, hoping she was merely preoccupied with life, raised the alarm despite their fears seeming far-fetched. No one could have anticipated the grim discovery that awaited them on March 26, 2021. 3 deceased family members and the killer, Kim Tae-Hyun, still amidst the scene. The police, local community, and Ari's family and friends were left in shock and grief, struggling to comprehend how someone could annihilate an entire family in such a manner. Kim, who had sustained injuries, was hospitalized. Although his injuries were concerning, they weren't life-threatening, and he was discharged after a week, only to be immediately arrested. During a search of Kim's basement residence, police found a scene of chaos. The place was in disarray, with broken furniture and important documents like his ID and resume discarded in the trash, though without any attempt to conceal them. Kim Tae-Hyun's public apology, broadcast live on state media, expressed remorse for his actions. However, the police were not swayed by his regrets. Following his apology, he was escorted to Seoul's prosecutor's office and faced charges on multiple counts, including murder, theft, housing intrusion, misdemeanor, and infringement of information and communications networks. Having already confessed to the murders of Ari, her sister, and their mother, a guilty verdict on all charges seemed inevitable. Given the severity of his crimes, Kim faced the possibility of the death penalty, a sentence still enacted in South Korea for particularly heinous crimes. Kim claimed the killings of Ari's sister and mother were accidental, a dubious assertion considering the nature of the attacks. His chances of a successful insanity plea seemed slim, especially since his post-crime actions, like deleting messages, indicated an awareness of his wrongdoing. In his first trial in June 2021, Kim acknowledged all 5 charges against him. The date of sentencing remained uncertain, but the nation awaited the outcome, eager to see the extent of punishment for such a horrific crime. In a response that perhaps came too late for Ari and her family, the murders perpetrated by Kim Tae-Hyun catalyzed South Korean officials to enforce stricter penalties for stalking, a conversation that had been ongoing for 22 years. Until recently, stalking was treated as a minor offense in South Korea, often resulting in minimal consequences for the perpetrator. However, a significant shift in this perspective is on the horizon. With a unanimous bill passed by a vote of 235 in favor and none against, the legal stance on stalking is set to change drastically in October of this year. Previously, stalkers faced at most 29 days in jail and a fine of up to 100,000 won, about $86. Under the new law, they could now face up to 5 years in prison and fines of up to 50 million won, around $43,000. While this legal reinforcement is a positive step, it alone is not enough to address the issue of stalking in Korea comprehensively. Prevention is crucial, often more so than punishment, which can come too late for victims. This legislative change, though a move in the right direction, comes tragically late for Ari and her family, who fell victim to Kim Tae-Hyun. Ari did everything within her power to escape the obsessive clutches of Kim. Despite her efforts, she couldn't entirely free herself from his dangerous fixation. Her case is a stark reminder that stalking is a global issue, exacerbated in the modern era by the internet. Ari's inadvertent mistake of revealing her address in a social media post played a part in the tragedy that befell her. While not everyone will face such dire consequences, it serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of safeguarding personal information online. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This is Connor signing off. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more shocking stories. There are many more to come. I'll see you guys next time.